what happened to the Houston Astros? So this is going to be a baseball talk video. Um, for those of you that don't know, I am a Houston Astros fan. I've been a fan of the team since 2015, 2016. I got this shirt in 2016, so that's why it looks kind of small on me. So, but what in the world happened to this team? So I'm going to talk about this team and a few other stuff. So, little history. I went to my first Houston Astros game in 2014, but back then I was a Washington Nationals fan. The reason why I was a Washington Nationals fan back then was because the Houston Astros games were blacked out. Back then we had cable, we had Cox cable, and we couldn't get their games, which is very unfortunate because they are the closest team to where I live, you know. So I decided to pick a team that I wanted to follow, and that was the Washington Nationals. Um, I am not a Washington Nationals fan anymore. I stopped becoming a fan in, I don't know, the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019. And it's funny because the 2019 World Series was the Houston Astros against the Washington Nationals. Yeah. My favorite player for the Washington Nationals was Bryce Harper. Then he went to the Phillies, the Philadelphia Phillies, beginning in the 2019 season, and he's been there ever since. So, yeah. Then I went to some more Houston Astros games in 2016 and 2017. So it's been almost 7 years since the last game I went to. Yeah. I would like to go to a game. The thing is, it's like a 4-hour drive, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to go there and back on the same day. I feel like I have to spend the night in downtown Houston. And the cool thing about going to a game there is that it's in downtown. There's a lot of hotels, around the stadium, which is great. You can just walk. So, unlike, the former ballpark for the Houston Astros, the Astrodome, and the Houston Texans Stadium. Yeah, those stadiums are not downtown. They're in the middle of a giant parking lot. So, same with the Toyota Center where the Houston Rockets play. That is also in downtown, and I actually been to that arena. It wasn't for a basketball game; it was for a concert. But we stayed overnight at a hotel and we just walked to the arena. It was great. But anyways, let's get back to the Houston Astros. What in the world happened to this team? So we are 1 month into the season already. Yeah, the season started a month ago. And as of this recording, I am currently watching the Houston Astros play against the Colorado Rockies in Mexico City. Yes. So let's talk about their season so far. So they opened. I'm looking at their schedule right now on ESPN.com. They opened their season, their opening series against the New York Yankees at home. They played 4 games and they lost all 4. And the Houston Astros rival in the playoffs is the New York Yankees because almost every year they play each other in the playoffs, and the Houston Astros would win each time. So, last year the New York Yankees didn't make the playoffs, so those fans are really happy about that they won all 4 games in Houston. And, I wasn't, I was, checking the score to see, what's going on. And they were winning. They were winning some of their games, and then they would just blow it. They would lose. And then on April 1st, they beat the Toronto Blue Jays 10-0 on a no hitter. No hits for the Toronto Blue Jays, so that was something. And then they had to travel to Arlington to play against their rivals, the Texas Rangers. They played 4 games, they won 2, and they lost 2. So after that, they were 4-7. Then they went on to play against the Kansas City Royals on the road, and they lost all 3. Not good, because the Kansas City Royals are not really a good team. And then they had to go back home and play against the Texas Rangers again. 3 games. They won 2 out of 3. And then after that, they remained at home, played against the Atlanta Braves, which they are my least favorite team. In case if you don't know, the Atlanta Braves are my least favorite team. Especially after they won the 2021 World Series. They lost all 3 at home against the Atlanta Braves. So now after that they're 6-14, and I'm like, not good. Then they traveled again. They played against the Washington Nationals in D.C. They lost 2 out of 3. And then they lost all 3 games against the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field. And now they're 7-19. And then yesterday, they went to Mexico City to play against a bad Colorado Rockies team. 2 bad teams playing each other. And the Houston Astros won that game 12-4. So as of right now, the Houston Astros are 8-19. Yeah, it's been I think it's been like a decade since the last time they had a bad start to their season. Yeah. So they are in last place in their division, the American League West. The Seattle Mariners are in first place right now. They're 15-12, followed by the Texas Rangers 15-14, followed by the Oakland Athletics 12-17, and the Los Angeles Angels 10-17. So the Houston Astros are 7 games behind in their division. So I can't, I was listening to Mad Dog Sports Radio with Christopher Russo, and he said that he's not counting out the Houston Astros yet, and I'm not either, because yes, they're 8-19, but they are 7 games behind in their division, so they can come back, but they got to start winning some games. I mean, I know we're only 1 month into the season. There's 5 months left, but eventually time's going to run out. This happens to like a certain team every year, where they're so close to making the playoffs and then they run out of games. Yeah. So they might, I don't know, maybe they'll turn their season around. Hey, that happened to the Washington Nationals in 2019. Let me go to that team in 2019. Let me tell you what their record was at the end of the first half of the 2019 season for the Washington Nationals. And they were 47-42. Okay? And they had a lot of losses in April and May. I think their worst record was 19-31 after May 23rd, 2019. The Washington Nationals were 19-31. And then the second half of their season, they basically turned it around. Wow, they won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row. Their last 8 games of the 2019 season, they won them all. So they went from 85, 69 to 93 and 69. And man, we know what happened after that. Their playoffs, magical run. So I don't know, maybe the same thing can happen for the Houston Astros. I hope. They went to the last time they missed the playoffs was in 2016. And ever since 2017, they made the playoffs and they went to 7 straight American League Championship Series, which is the Final Four, the series to go into the World Series. I mean, that's amazing. They've gone to 7 in a row. Yeah. And, last year was the last season for Dusty Baker, their manager. And when he retired, at the time we didn't know who the new manager would be, but I just had a feeling that the 2024 season, they won't be as great. I just had a feeling that they won't be as great, but I didn't thought they would be this bad. I mean, their lineup is the same, but the problem is their pitching is terrible. A lot of their great pitchers are injured. Justin Verlander is still playing, and he's like 41 years old, which is amazing because most pitchers don't go on that long. I think he is the oldest active pitcher right now. Yeah. They won the 2022 World Series, which was amazing after they proved the haters wrong that they can win the championship without cheating. And people are still trash talking the Houston Astros that they cheated over 6 years ago. I mean, come on, you got to get over it. They had a different roster back then. There's only 2 players that were in the same roster back then, and they are Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman. That was it. I mean, people got to understand, this is a different roster. Maybe they will finally understand because they're having a losing season right now. But, yeah. I'm not really surprised that they're not doing so well, but I am also kind of surprised that they're this bad right now. I don't know, man. It is kind of disappointing, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really upset. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad that they're 8-19 right now. And the reason why that is because first of all, I have not watched any of their games yet until right now. They're playing in Mexico City against the Colorado Rockies. Yeah, I know. I haven't watched any of their games yet. And it's not because they're 8-19 right now. It's not because they're having a losing season right now. It's because I don't really like the way the MLB is right now. They made all these changes 2 years ago, and I'm just not really a fan of it. I started watching baseball games in 2013, 2014. See, back then we had Cox Cable and we had MLB Extra Innings, the baseball package. I don't know if that still exists because a lot of people don't have cable anymore. The big thing now is MLB.TV. So, yeah, man, I understand why they had to make the changes, for television, for money and all that, but I don't know, I don't like the league as much as I used to, Although I still follow news about it. I listen to a podcast Baseball Tonight with Buster Olney on the ESPN app, and that's pretty much where I get my baseball news. So, it's not like I hate the league right now. I just don't like it as much. And it's funny because I think right now, or no, the past year, I think I listen to more games on the radio than I do watching on TV. Yeah, in the postseason last year, I listened to most of the games on radio because I don't like the games on TBS and Fox. I'm kind of sick of that. And I think for those of you that follow Major League Baseball, you probably agree with me on that. But I like the radio announcers. But, it is what it is. I think they're, hate to say this, but I think their golden era is coming to an end. Hey, it was fun while it lasted. Nothing can last forever. you know. But I hope they can still make the postseason. That would be great. Hell, that would be great if they can still make the American League Championship Series, but who knows? I mean, we still got 5 months left, but they got to start winning games. If you want to know why, if you really want to know more details on why I don't like the MLB right now, I don't like it as much, then I'll have to do I'll have to do a separate video, and I'll tell you guys the truth. Yeah. So once again, I don't really watch much games. It's not because they're having a losing season record. It's just I don't like the way the MLB is right now. But I still follow news. Like I said, I still follow news about it. I still kind of want to know what's going on. You know, it's not like I hate the league as a whole. You know, so. But yeah, it is kind of a shame, you know. But it is what it is. Like I said, nothing is the same forever. But yeah. At least they're not the worst team in the American League or all of baseball. The Chicago White Sox are 6-22, and the Miami Marlins are 6-23. And the Houston Astros are currently playing against the Colorado Rockies in Mexico City, and Colorado is 7-20. That's weird. Two bad teams playing each other in Mexico City. Yeah. But, you know, they got to get on like a winning streak, which is not easy, but it can happen. But, you know, at least, you know, the American League West is not the toughest division. I think the toughest division is the American League East. Yeah. Like New York Yankees, Baltimore Orioles, Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays, and Tampa Bay Rays. Any of these teams can win the division. So, but like I said, we still got a long season to go. But hey, the season goes by fast. It will. The season will fly by, even though they play 162 games in 6 months. But, you know, eventually the season's going to be over pretty soon, you know. I mean, that happened, you know, last couple of years I don't really watch much games, but the season would still go by fast, you know. So, I think that's all I got to say. Yeah, I still would like to go to a game. I don't know if I will this year. We'll see. And if I do, then I'll definitely do a video there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, one last thing. The one thing I don't really like about the Houston Astros, not really the team, but almost all their home games, the roof is closed. Yeah, they have a retractable stadium. I wish their roof is open more often. And I understand why it's closed almost all their games, because it gets hot in Houston. But the fact that you only open the roof one time per season is kind of ridiculous. And also, I think the last few times they had the roof open, they lost. They would lose. So maybe, I guess maybe it's better to not open the roof anymore, because it seems like every time they do, the team loses. I'm just speaking the truth. Yeah. But anyways, I really hope this team can turn it around. I don't know, maybe I should start watching games. Maybe I should start watching games now, and maybe they'll turn their season around. I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, if you want me to do a separate video on why I don't like the MLB as much, then I will do it. But until then, that is it for this video. Yeah. Oh, one last thing. Remember Majestic? Used to be the company for the uniforms. I miss that. I miss Majestic. Do you guys miss Majestic? It was on the players' uniform shirts and the umpire shirts, and it's no longer there. Every team has the Nike swoosh logo, which I mean they started doing that in 2020, and at first I didn't like that. I wish, why can't the logo be on the side of the shirt like a Majestic, the sleeve? But nope, now it's like that on every sport. You see the Nike swoosh logo on every sports uniform, it seems like, which I guess that's normal now. Yeah, I mean, nothing against Nike, but it's just kind of it's weird. And now some teams, I don't know if every team does this, but some of the teams that I've seen, they have ads on their sleeves. The Houston Astros has an ad on their sleeve. The New York Yankees has an ad on their sleeve. Like, that is weird. At least it's not on the front. That would be worse if the ad was on the front. Oh my gosh. How times have changed. It's all for the money, It's all for the money. But I'm not upset. I'm not even mad. So, all we can do is move on. Alright, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know. Until then, that's it. Bye.